Are you familiar with Fathom Events? In the film industry.
Yeah,
So
sounds super familiar.
in the pre-show of the movies,
Yes.
they'll have the different things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it turns out we hear through the grapevine that the CEO of Fathom Events listens to Pastor Mike's sermons.
No way.
For real. Like every week he faithfully listens, right? He's a believer. And so we kind of speak through some mutuals and like, okay, well, could we get a meeting with him? And so Pastor Mike gets this meeting with the CEO of Fathom Events, one of the largest film distributors in the U.S., right?
Good night.
And he says, hey, I have a movie idea. Can I get a meeting? And they say yes. And internally in the team, we're like, what's the movie idea? He's like, the idea is to make a movie. I don't know. We'll come up with something before the meeting, right?
Yes.
And that's just a side note. Speaking of side tangents,
I love
to
it,
keep
dude.
that thread going.
Bring it.
When God opens a door, say yes.
Just follow the favor.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, the word
hilarious,
is a lamp unto your feet. It's not a spotlight that illuminates everything. It
Yeah.
shows you one step at a time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so just say yes. And so he gets the meeting, and by that point he has this idea for a film, and it gets green lighted in the first meeting, which is unheard of.
Yeah, that is unheard of.
He's like, oh yeah,
100%
that's the
unheard
idea.
of.
Do it. Yeah, here's the contract, sign it. And so he brings that back to me.
My gosh, dude, like the favor. That type
Insane.
of favor is crazy.
And so he brings that back to me. He's like, Evan, I have good news and I have bad news. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me the good
Bad
news.
news is you're preaching at a youth camp in
Right,
Barranquilla, Colombia, while we're making this movie.
I'm like, oh my goodness. But he says, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we're making a movie. I'm like, oh, okay. What's the bad news? He's like, we have no idea how to make a movie. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's get to work. And so over the course of, probably only like 4 or 5 months, we have to put together a feature-length documentary.
In 4 or 5 months.
In 4 or 5 months. And
Holy
there's so much to that story. We can go deeper if you'd like.
Oh,
but,
yeah, dude.
Needless to say, we end up opening in 2,000 theaters across the United States, AMC, Cinemark, and Regal theaters, number 3 in the box office. People are getting baptized in the Holy Spirit, demons cast out of them, healed, saved in the movie theaters. We have footage. I can send you the footage.
Give me all the footage. We'll need that for like the intro.
Because people are literally, and then the movie goes from people like revival breaking out in the movie theater auditoriums to pastors that were at the showings of the movie opening their churches 24/7, baptizing people at 1, 2 in the morning, all throughout the night. People hitting the streets outside of the movie theaters, evangelizing, leading people to Christ, worship sets out in the movie theater parking lot, like revival breaking out. And it came from a yes to a project that seemed impossible.
My goodness.
It came from just, okay, God, you're opening the door. We're going to walk through it and we're going to figure it out. And so it was wild, man.
Oh, that's
and the journey to get there, it was crazy, And I think this will actually help somebody because at the time that door opened, my wife and I, we had just had our son. He was probably like only 3 or 4 months old at the time. And given the timeline of that turnaround for the film, and we knew, like we didn't know, but we felt like, okay, God's breathing on this. This is going to be impactful. Like we have to do this. With the turnaround time, what that looked like was me having a conversation with my wife saying, hey, like we're bought into this vision. Like we're in alignment, right? She says, yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is going to look like probably for 30 straight days, me working 16-hour days, 7 days a week, and I'm not going to be around as much. This is with a 3-4 month old son. And having a wife, number one, that said, hey, that doesn't feel good. I don't like the idea of that, but I'm all in.
Oh my gosh, man.
And
That's incredible.
And then having...
What a woman.
Man, I don't know how I pulled that off. I'm married way out of my league.
That's incredible.
But I think for somebody to hear that is that people want the impact of what I just said. Revival breaking out in the theaters, number 3 in the box office, all these different things. But the idea of that, it's like, no, God, I have boundaries. Like, God, I need to clock out. I need my day off. And that's healthy to a point, but I think you also need to recognize, Like our boundary out of season can put God in a box. And sometimes God will ask us to push on a level that feels out of balance because he's birthing something. Like
that's so good.
Talk
man.
to a woman in labor and
gosh.
ask her if she feels like her life is in balance in that moment. Like, see how that goes over, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, when God is birthing something in your life, it's going to be painful. It's going to be stressful. You're going to wonder when it's going to end. It's going to put stress on things in your life.
And it usually gets more stressful towards the end. Wow.
And so people, it's very glamorous to
bro.
see all these different things. Like, man, what Kap's doing, like, I want that. But what they don't see and what they might not have the stomach for is those moments where you're doubled over in the fetal position, wondering how you're going to make it through X, Y, and Z. Wondering, God, like, I don't think this is going to work out. Losing sleep, losing appetite, anxiety, all those pressures that are felt when you're in the birthing room.
Oh my goodness, bro.
So people want the testimony, but I think that I just felt led to share a sobriety and not to discourage people, but the word says count the cost, right? Who builds a house before first counting the cost? And so when God calls you to build something, it's like, I think in Western Christianity, we love this idea of boundaries, but is martyrdom balanced? Like, is the early church balanced? I don't think so. Not by our standards, at least. And am I saying that you should, sacrifice your marriage on the altar of ministry? No. Am I saying you shouldn't be present with your kids? No. I'm very present with my son now, but for a month it looked different.
Yeah.
And so I think it's more about seasons and rhythms than predictability and putting God in a box all the time.
I think that you nailed it, man. I think you nailed it.
If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another video like it, you can just click right over here. Or if you want to see my other channel, Directed Life, full-length interviews and really deep conversations, you can click over here.